So you want to build a capsule wardrobe, but you're afraid it's gonna be a little bit boring, or maybe you already built one and you're not excited about it, or you get tired of it easily. Don't worry, that's why I'm making this video. I'm gonna share 5 tips that I learned over the years, how to make sure that you're excited about your capsule wardrobe, how to make it fun and versatile. Now, if I had a chance to go back in time, the first thing that I would tell myself is to don't settle for boring basic pieces. Instead, look for fun basics. Now, this is not an official term. This is something that I coined myself, and you can also say basics with a twist, anything like that. But basically what I'm talking about here is your basic, classic, standard items that have a little bit of a unique design or a color or anything like that. I'm gonna clarify a little bit more, but first I just want to mention this is not the same as the statement pieces, because statement pieces are usually very over the top, very obvious, in your face, in a good way of course. But when you wear them, people remember you wearing them, and even yourself, when you wear it over and over again, you get very tired of it very quickly. That's why you want to find something in the middle, something that is kind of a basic, versatile item, but also that has something fun and statement-y. So there are 3 main things to look out for when you want to have like a basic with a twist or a fun basic. The first one is cutouts. Now, cutouts can really transform a piece, and they still keep it versatile, but they also give it a little bit of a flair to it. The perfect example is I have both a classic white tee, which is a great basic, very versatile, but sometimes we can get bored of it. That's why I also have like a white t-shirt with a twist. It's my fun basic, and you can see that the shoulders are cut off, and I have a little bit of a puffed sleeve. So I still have that versatility. I can wear it with loads of my bottoms, with loads of my jackets, but they're a little bit more fun and they stand out a little bit more. What kind of cutouts and designs and cuts you go for, it's gonna be very personal to your body, to your lifestyle, to your needs, to your, just eyes. So play around and find what works for you. I personally love everything off shoulder, especially during summer months. I absolutely love that. I just apparently love my shoulders. Then I also enjoy halter tops, which for me are also a fun basic. And then when it comes to winter months, I also have like some puffed sleeves, some kind of a fun sleeve. The second area where you can play a little bit with fun basics is materials. Now, materials, they have the power to transform an item. If you have like a normal black skirt and you just feel like it's a bit repetitive, and even though it's a great piece, again, I have it myself, but if you want to spice things up and still keep things versatile, just go for maybe a leather option or a velvet option. That can be a great alternative. I personally also enjoy lace because it's just so much fun and feminine, and often I mix it with my leather items, so it's kind of feminine and a bit more muscular, and I just really enjoy that look. So again, look out for materials and textures. If you have materials that are a bit shinier or maybe see-through, anything like that, they can really spice things up, and again, you will keep things versatile, and at the same time they're going to be very, very fun. Now, the third area to play with is colors. I obviously love colors, can you tell? But when you have a normal basic piece, neutral color, white, black, gray, that can get very boring very quickly. I mean, some people love it. It's all very personal, but if you just take that piece and you just make it a color, you're gonna have a lot more fun right away. The item is gonna stand out more. You're gonna feel a little bit more vibrant or whatever. You can go for pastel versions, maybe deeper versions, whatever suits you, but you're still gonna keep things very versatile. Now, the fourth thing to talk about is hardware. Now, this can be very useful and fun, but also very tricky, and it can affect our versatility. Now, it all depends how much jewelry you mix. If you just have gold jewelry all the time, that's all that you wear, then having some kind of tops, basic tops with maybe a golden button, can be very fun, and also you're gonna keep things very versatile because that's all you have, gold jewelry. But if you're a mix and matcher and you love mixing jewelry, I personally have a silver watch, a gold watch, a rose gold watch, and again, the same with all of my earrings and necklaces, all of that. So if that's your situation, then I would suggest that you avoid hardware because it's just gonna make things unnecessarily harder. Of course, you can have a piece here and there with some noticeable hardware, but most of your pieces should be without any hardware. With all of this being said, we don't want to have just fun basics. You also want to have some classic pieces, because if you just have classic pieces, you're gonna get bored very easily. But if you just have fun basics, it's not gonna be as versatile. So having a combination of both is where you want to be. Now, the second thing that I would tell myself is to stop looking your closet as a whole, but instead break it down into categories like tops, bottom, dresses, handbags, shoes, outerwear, maybe accessories, something like that. Because if I, for example, wanted an orange color in my wardrobe in the past, I didn't really break anything down. I was just like, okay, I want orange, I'm gonna go for a dress, and then I'm gonna buy a top, and then I'm gonna buy an orange bottom, and then I'm gonna buy orange shoes, and then an orange handbag. Can you imagine how difficult that would, like, it would look crazy if I would put everything together, but also it's very difficult that the colors would match and it's just not going to be very versatile. So if you want to keep your closet versatile, then it's best to have some areas of your wardrobe, what you call like basic, maybe workhorse of your wardrobe, that are very easy to style and very versatile. And then you have areas in your closet that you go wild with, that you express yourself and have loads of fun there. So how would that look? If you decide that your bottoms are going to be your basic pieces, most of your bottoms are going to be basic, then you can go really wild with your tops. But if you really love having like out there pants and patterns and stuff like that, then maybe you can keep your tops a little bit more basic. Dresses are obviously an area when you can just go wild because you don't have to match anything. And then also decide when it comes to your shoes and handbags and accessories. I love my shoes to be neutral. I don't really enjoy mixing them up, but my handbags are very colorful and fun. For accessories, my belts, I keep them neutral. And then when it comes to scarves, I have fun prints and patterns and colors. So you want to go through your wardrobe and decide which categories you want to be at. And then when you're shopping, you know, okay, I'm having fun in my tops and in my handbags and in my scarves. And then you keep things more simple in your bottoms and in your shoes and maybe outerwear. The third thing that I want to talk about is patterns, because we have to pick our patterns wisely. Yes, they are so difficult and notorious to mix and match. That's why they have a whole tip in this video. But we can make things easier if we just follow a few rules. Now, the first thing that I want to talk about is patterns before prints. So when we're talking about patterns, we're usually talking about repeated design. So you have it on your sleeves, on your top, on your bottom. If you have a dress, the whole dress is in that design. It's a repeated, something like stripes, polka dots, checks, something like that. On the other hand, when we're talking about a print, we're talking about maybe a logo on your t-shirt, or maybe it is the same design as with pattern, but it's not that repeated. It's maybe just flower here, a flower there. So we have to differentiate between patterns and prints, because prints again are a bit statementy. So if you wear them, it's going to be very easy to remember them, and if you wear them day in, day out, you're going to feel like you're repeating things. But with patterns, you're not going to have the same effect. Now, the second thing to talk about when it comes to patterns is the colors. Now, patterns can be very versatile if you pick the correct colors. Whatever you want, stripes, animal prints, polka dots, it doesn't matter. If you go for the right colors, you're gonna have a much easier job to mix them with all of your other pieces. My rule of thumb, and what I usually do, is I mix my patterns with one of the colors in the pattern. So if a pattern has something like pink and blue and white, I would usually mix this with denim, or maybe a white tee, maybe a navy, maybe even pink, something like that. But I wouldn't really go as far as to mix it with yellow or red or something crazy like that. Some people do it and they look great, but that's just not me. So that's usually how I do it and how I make sure that my patterns are very versatile. But also the other thing that you can do is you have very neutral patterns. So black and white, gray and white, navy and white, those are going to be very easy to style because you can easily match them with other solid colors, even if they're not in that same pattern. Now, the third thing that I want to talk about is, as I was talking before in the second point about having categories where you pick fun and simple basic items, you can do the same with your prints. You don't want to have prints everywhere in your tops and your bottoms, in your handbags, in your shoes, because it's gonna be crazy very soon. So you want to pick which categories in your closet you want to have your patterns. Now, the fourth thing, it's pretty cool when it comes to patterns, and we're gonna talk about big patterns versus small patterns, because they can really change, you know, how you appear. If you have like a dress with really tiny polka dots, then it can appear that everything is a bit wider because the eye says, oh my god, there is so much going on here, there is so much space, so much canvas to put all of these dots on here. But you can also go the other way. If you have bigger dots, bigger patterns, then visually it can feel a little bit more slimming or maybe not as widening. Also, having big and small patterns is very useful if you want to mix and match your patterns. So if you want to have the top that mixes with your bottoms, usually if you have the same size pattern, the same size design, it doesn't doesn't work well together. But safe way to go is to have like maybe a big pattern on top and then you have like a small pattern on the bottom. So even though you have patterns on both sides of the body, it's not gonna look jarring, it's gonna flow really well together. And again, like I said before, divide in which areas you want to have big patterns and small patterns if mixing is something you want to do. The fourth tip that I have is to find your favorite seasonal outfit formulas and build on them. Most people don't really see an outfit as an outfit formula. I was the same in the past. But once you break your outfits down and you see a formula of which pieces you put together and you find your favorite pieces and then you build more variety, you're gonna have so much more fun with your outfits. Because most people, we just have an outfit, we love it, and we just wear it over and over and over again. But if you would just add like another fun top or bottom or a jacket, whatever our outfit formula is, suddenly we're gonna have so much more variety, so much more combinations, and we're just gonna have so much more fun. I have made a whole video on this topic, how to find your personal style. I really love the message, so if you're interested, check it out. Now, the fifth tip that I would give myself is don't underestimate the power of accessories and makeup. They're really important when it comes to your overall look of the outfit. So many times we just feel like, okay, if we want to look stylish, think clothes. We just quickly go to clothes, and then if something doesn't work out, we're just like, we don't have good clothing items, nothing works, I don't have a great style, but then we completely neglect the other side. That's why it's important to discover a few of your favorite hairstyles. If you watch my videos for a while, I'm kind of repetitive with some of my hairstyles, but I really enjoy them and they're fun for me. So find some fun hairstyles that work for you, find some fun makeup looks or lipsticks that you enjoy. Also, don't underestimate the power of accessories. Having a really nice handbag can transform the whole outfit, or a nice scarf with a nice design, or belts. Belts are one of my favorite things to elevate the outfit. You can have loads of fun with changing up your accessories and your jewelry and watches and earrings and all of that stuff, and it's not necessarily, the focus doesn't need to be on clothes. I talked about that on how to get out of a style right video because it's so important and so many people underestimate the power of accessories, hair and makeup. Did you enjoy the video? Give it a thumbs up, it means a lot to me. Also, if you have some thoughts, leave me a comment down below and I will see you next time.